Niagara College has had the pleasure of hosting 2 provincial championships this year in golf and curling. The gym is now ready, though, for number 3 this week, and it's a big one. The OCAA Women's Basketball Champions kick off this Friday at the Welland Campus. We welcome Molly Taylor, a member of the team, Chris Rao, the coach, and also Michele O'Keefe. And Michele, will begin with you as head of athletics. This is a big deal.
Oh, you know, it's a great deal. Anytime you can have one of the team championships in our gym and have home court advantage for our team, it's a big deal.
How much planning goes into getting this off the ground?
It takes a good 8 to 12 months to get things organized, and it's not all concentrated. It's spread out over time, and Ray Sarkis, who is our intercollegiate coordinator, has done a spectacular job of securing the hotels, securing banquet details, all those things. The game part is actually the easiest.
In the provincial organization, they provide you some direction on what needs to be done?
Yes, it's pretty templated. It's like, okay, you do a banquet the night before and you have your ceremonial tip-off this time. So it's pretty templated, but you get to put a couple of Niagara twists into it.
Chris, as the head coach of this team, you guys finished 4th in your division. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I think we're ready for this. You know, it's something we've known that's been coming for about a year now, and you know we've done a good job. I think we're pretty battle tested between our preseason schedule and you know a tough division, the OCAA West, and playing some hard games. So you know we're battle tested, and all we can do is get ourselves as ready as possible for our Friday night matchup.
At this championship, the West really rules. 7 of the 8 teams are from the West, only 1 from the East, and you're taking on that team in the first game on Friday, your first game on Friday?
Yeah, we're playing Niagara College from Ottawa. They have a legitimate program. They've been competitive and you know a threat to win a medal here the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years. And looking back, they had a little mini dynasty where they won 3 in a row in the mid-2000s. You know, Jane McLean does a good job, and they have good players, and they do good things, right? So even though they are from the East and as it played out, the West was more dominant. You know, this is still a legitimate team that we have to take seriously, and that, you know, we want to put our best foot forward and give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
How did you play against them this year? You were 9-7. Were they one of the wins?
The way the structure is, there's no crossover between East and West until playoffs. So we haven't seen Algonquin since the bronze medal game last year. We did win that game. They had some COVID complications. We were in the COVID era still back then, so they had some COVID complications. We ended up taking the bronze medal against them. I thought, you know, we played well enough to deserve that pretty handily. But you know, I'm sure they're talking about how they want some payback for that game. You know, they're going to be talking about how they want to come down here and you know, show that they belong. So like they have lots of things to prove. You know,
they're representing their whole division. They're representing the East.
Yeah,
right?
and like you know, they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder for sure. They're going to look around and see a lot of unfamiliar faces, but you know, they're going to feel like it's them against everybody. But we also feel that way, and you know, I think that you know we're competitive enough, and you know, have some competitive anger enough to go out there, and you know, we want to defend our home court, and you know, I think that the style of game could play well into our hands, but you know, we just got to spend this week getting prepared and ready for that Friday night matchup.
Well, let's meet one of the athletes who's going to be playing in that game. Molly Taylor, A.N. Meyer grad, so a local girl. 9.7 rebounds per game this year, 31 minutes. You've been a real contributor to this team and getting to this point. How do you feel playing in this championship?
I'm really excited. I think it's just such a unique opportunity to be at home for our championship because you can have your family, friends. And this year I feel like, especially compared to my rookie year last year, I have such a bigger role on this team, and like I feel like the leadership this year is a big part of my game, so I'm excited to be at home and have my parents there and my friends watch that happen.
When I talk about some of those statistics that are on your profile, 9.7 rebounds, that's quite a bit. Would you call yourself that specialist under the hoop?
That's actually something I used to struggle with, but I think a lot of it's like what Chris was saying, like competitiveness. Like this year we've all been on each other to be super competitive, and I think that's how I get the rebounds. I think I just want it more.
Molly, how do you and your teammates prepare to get ready for Friday night?
Honestly, I think it's all of our focus. Like we all keep each other accountable, so we get our scout on the team and we watch our film and we go over it in practice and all just help each other out and go over their plays.
What can you say about Coach Chris here beside me and his ability to get the team ready for this?
We're definitely prepared. We're over-prepared, if anything. That's all we talk about. That's all, text all the time, talk about all the time, practice all the way through. Yeah.
Chris, what needs to be done between now and Friday night's game, 6 o'clock?
I think one of the things we talk about a lot is that it doesn't need to be special. It just needs to be done well. We need to be fundamental. We need to do our job. No one has to do anything extraordinary. You just have to do it well. And we have a group of kids that can do the job well and care about the job and want to do it. So, we got to take it one day at a time. And, I hate some of the coach speak that has to come out, but, we really need to focus on getting on court, having a good practice night, taking care of our bodies, doing the same thing tomorrow, doing the same thing the next day, and doing the same thing the next day. And so that we're building for, a very important game on Friday, but hopefully 3 games this weekend where we're competing for a medal.
Is there more pressure because it's at home? And I know the home court advantage, as Molly said, having her family there and friends being able to watch, but is there a little bit more pressure as well that it's your home court?
I would say no. Can the game matter more because of where it is? It's the time of year where if you lose, you go home. So it doesn't matter. We could play on the moon, right? The pressure, the stakes are the same. It doesn't change, right? So it's not so much about that. It's a cool opportunity to play at home. It's a special thing. It's not a thing that adds pressure because the pressure is already there, and pressure is a privilege. This is a place where, quite frankly, my first year with the program, we didn't have the privilege of playing in a game like this. We had to drive to Ottawa as a 7th seed in the West and get shellacked at Algonquin's home court in a playoff game, right? We didn't have the privilege of playing a game where it's people think you have an opportunity to win. They think they have an opportunity to beat you, and we're going to go and see who the best team is. We didn't have that privilege. This team has earned that right. We've earned our way into the OCAA championships. We're the seed that we should be. We're playing the 1 seed in the East. We're the 4 seed in the West. That's a matchup that should exist in the vacuum. So, there's nothing extra to this. It's a playoff game. There is pressure. We need to accept that and go out there and perform.
Michele, Chris said they could play on the moon, so the next sequel to Space Jam, let's set that up, Niagara College.
Space Jam 3 Niagara College version.
Exactly.
If we can fundraise enough that we can get to the moon, I'll be happy.
So the schedule, really quickly, Michele?
The games start on Friday the 3rd at the Welland Gym. They're in the afternoon. In the evening, Niagara College takes on Algonquin at 6 p.m. Everyone is welcome. We'd love to have a full gym to cheer on Chris, Molly, and the rest of the team.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Chris, Molly, Michele, good luck.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.